Whoosh! With a swift motion in response to the Demon Emperor's sudden attack, Miffle casually waved his hand, and several beams of milky white light shot out from behind him, striking the phantoms of the 100 beasts soaring through the air. Boom! A deep rumbling sound echoed, and the entire heavenly domain trembled, as if shattered glass was exploding. If not for the protection of the divine power and the Demon Emperor's defenses, this continent would likely be swallowed whole by such powerful forces. After all, this was reincarnation, and not the ordinary kind. One was the most powerful being in the monster realm, while the other was Miffle, the Pope of the Holy Sea branch of the Angel Kingdom, roaming the Douyun continent. Between the two, regardless of who, their strength had already reached the pinnacle of the heavens, an existence no one could match. I'm sorry. It's all because of me. Seeing the Pope and the Demon Emperor at odds in the sky, their fury palpable, the light demon lay weakly on the barren ground, overwhelmed with a complex expression, regret filling his heart. It turned out that all of this had been the Pope's scheme, attempting to draw the Demon Emperor out, and everything had just been a trap to bury him. The Demon Emperor was far too strong, whether from 10,000 years ago or even now. Such immense power would naturally gather many enemies in the shadows, especially from the Holy Sea angels, who could rise through the ranks by slaying powerful beings and entering the Angel Kingdom. The attraction of the Demon Emperor to them was overwhelmingly powerful. The Pope's strength, even the 3 cardinals in red were unsure of its exact level. However, one thing was clear. His strength was at least at the 4th reincarnation stage. This is his battle. Trust him. Xiao Yin could only helplessly shrug and smile. But Xiao Yin, sensing something strange from the bodies of the 2 combatants in the sky, faintly caught a strange fluctuation. It seemed the Demon Emperor's power had not yet recovered to its peak, while Miffle's power, in comparison to the weakened Demon Emperor, appeared quite hollow. Buzz buzz. The sky cracked with a violent buzz, and thunderous roars reverberated non-stop, as if the world itself would collapse at any moment. Damn it! Your power! Suddenly, Miffle sensed something was off. His previously proud demeanor shifted to a grave expression. In this brief skirmish, he had clearly been able to defeat the Demon Emperor, but why was the battle now evenly matched? Why had his blade of holy light, when striking the demonic beast shadows summoned by the Demon Emperor, vanished into nothingness? Wasn't his divine aura supposed to suppress the Demon Emperor's dark aura? The Demon Emperor's strength had reached the 4th reincarnation stage 10,000 years ago. Now, after millennia had passed, had he only reached the 5th reincarnation stage? Impossible. This man was born with extraordinary talent. Moreover, with his indestructible technique, his strength must not have recovered to its peak. However, from his own investigation, he knew that the Demon Emperor feared the power of the holy light. With his current power, killing the Demon Emperor would be a piece of cake. The reincarnation stage is not merely about the stages. The strength of reincarnation cannot be measured by numbers. What happened 10,000 years ago is no longer effective now. The Demon Emperor sneered, green light flickering around his body once more. But this time, the green light was interwoven with mysterious golden patterns, full of vitality. The green light transformed into a thick, viscous liquid, and countless beast shadows emerged, vividly alive. As soon as they appeared, they emitted a fierce, terrifying aura, quietly surrounding the Demon Emperor's throne. Vermilion Divine Bird, Nine-Tailed Demon Fox, Jingwei's Shadow. Familiar, eerie beast shadows knelt quietly around the Demon Emperor, releasing an oppressive force that pushed his aura to its peak. Ruler of the monster realm, king of the spiritual realm, since you have the audacity to come here today, then your life is forfeit. Holy right. The divine chant rang out like a song, and countless threads of light shot up from beneath the holy city, from the sacred wind chimes, and even from the holy dragon, converging into beams of light powerful enough to eliminate evil. They rapidly gathered toward the Pope Miffle's head. A short, snow-white blade, only an inch long, appeared above his head, exuding endless purity and elegance. Flames of holy light began to scorch the blade, and even the surrounding space trembled with intense unease. Angel's sacred blade. A surge of murderous intent filled Miffel's eyes. With a cold snort, he muttered an ancient divine incantation. Bathed in holy light, he raised the snow-white blade, infused with an indescribable world-shattering force. Accompanied by the sound of thunder, he hurled it toward the demon emperor. The ferocity of the attack was unlike anything anyone had ever witnessed. Die! Seeing Miffel's brutal strike, the demon emperor extended his slender finger, pointing toward Miffel's position. Instantly, dozens of energy beast shadows surged forward. Their eyes glowed crimson, their bodies surging with power, darting out with lightning speed. The two forces collided with a tremendous crash. The holy white short sword and the dozens of energy beast shadows clashed in an instant, sending countless ripples of energy scattering in all directions. The sharp, piercing sound of the impact hurt the hearts of countless onlookers, and before the beast shadows vanished, green feathers began to fall from the sky. To everyone's astonishment, these feathers tore apart the holy aura surrounding the short sword, ripping through its body as well. The green feathers were as sharp as steel, and as soon as they touched the holy short sword, noticeable cracks appeared. Rip! The short sword was broken, but within Miffel's golden eyes, a trace of coldness appeared. His wings of angels behind him began to move again, forming faster than before. Clearly, he understood that the demon emperor's strength was far beyond anything that could be compared at this level. After all, just having experienced the first heavenly battle made Pope Miffel deeply fearful. So this is what they call the power of the Pope? The demon emperor sat quietly on the throne, casting a calm glance at the stunned Miffel. From beginning to end, there was no significant movement, as though the earlier strike was merely a warm-up. But it was precisely this extreme fluctuation that caused everyone's hearts to tremble. They began to doubt if the demon emperor's power could even be described in words anymore. Wings of angels. A purple, eerie energy ripple descended from behind Miffel. Suddenly, the world dimmed. That fluctuation felt like a death god controlling light had arrived. The world darkened, but there were no other disturbances. Yet, it sent a shiver down everyone's spine. All eyes slowly lifted, gazing at the horizon, where 6 purple angel wings were slowly forming behind Miffel. A streak of purple flame suddenly ignited in his chest, and with this transformation, an indescribable and terrifying force swept across the area. 6 wings of the angel? Is this your limit? Given your extraordinary talent, I am willing to call you the strongest angel under the angel kingdom. The demon emperor smiled at Miffel, a fiery glow appearing in his eyes. A green, eerie aura, accompanied by a low voice, resonated through the heavens and the earth. Knowing it's a trap and still coming here yourself, then let this place be your grave. Boom. The domineering aura and holy angel wings spread out, intensifying in the sky. The entire sky above the holy city twisted and collapsed, black holes emerging and corroding everything in their path. 6 wings of the angel? Watching the intense standoff between the two, especially the terrifying fluctuations from the Pope, Xiao Yin spoke in confusion. The space where the two figures were standing began to distort and shatter. Undoubtedly, that level of battle, even with their energy barriers separating them, would release enough residual waves to destroy everything. The wings of angels are the strongest weapon granted by the angel kingdom to the holy sea branches strongest in the great 1,000 worlds. From the lowest, a single wing, to 6 wings, from white to purple. After 6 wings, they become cherubim. 8 wings, and they become seraphim. Since ancient times, only descendants with angel royal blood can cultivate to the peak. Others can only cultivate up to 6 wings, and after that, they can no longer progress. To advance further, they must enter the angel kingdom or receive the blessing of the angel queen. Otherwise, they will be stuck at this level for eternity. 6-winged purple angels. This is already the strongest stance in the great 1,000 worlds, except for those from the angel kingdom. The light demon Douyun spoke, her voice calm but soothing, as though recalling something deep within herself. Her aura shifted, becoming strikingly different from before. Damn it! At this moment, looking at the twisted sky, the crowd below couldn't help but grow grim, their fists clenching tightly. I have touched the source of all stars and everything. How could a mere angel with disheveled feathers compare to me? If you wish to judge me, let the archangel of the angel kingdom descend personally. Boom. The demon emperor sneered. Endless waves of green energy surged from his body, coalescing into a bizarre weapon in front of his chest. As this weapon took shape, the entire world trembled. The demon realm's supreme weapon, the sky-splitting demon spear. Even though it was merely made of the demon emperor's demonic energy, the terrifying power contained within the weapon was enough to render Miffel's angel wings as weak as the glow of a firefly. It was laughable. God, grant me divine power to rid the world of evil. Grant me grace to save all beings. Miffel's voice echoed loudly as the angelic silk robe enveloped him, causing his aura to surge once again. Behind him, 6 purple angelic wings slowly fluttered, shedding countless purple feathers that miraculously formed a golden holy sword in front of everyone. On the sword, the shadow of an angel's soul was applied, with purple sacred flames dancing around it, creating an ethereal beauty. However, on the blade, angelic whispers could be heard, and under their murmurs, all things fell silent. Even the hilt, adorned with angel feathers, emanated a strange and mysterious power. This power was incredibly enigmatic, yet it seemed oddly familiar to Xiao Yin. That is the power of faith? Though he couldn't believe it, Xiao Yin could distinctly feel the boundless power of faith embedded in the holy sword. The power of faith was deep and mysterious, and it was one of the hallmarks of reincarnation powerhouses. With such a dense power of faith and the blessings of angelic might, even the demon emperor would likely face a grim fate. To think he dared to recklessly use the power of faith. No wonder his strength has risen so rapidly. The power of faith is gathered from the virtues of angels promoted by the various branches of the Holy See. It must be devoted entirely to the angel kingdom, which is why they are granted angelic wings. But such a force seems. At this moment, Douyun, cradling her head with her slender hands, winced in agony. Some of the memories sealed within her were gradually unlocking, and a flood of information surged forth. Wong. The demon emperor suddenly stood up, gripping his energy spear. Brilliant green demonic light flickered as if a blazing sun were rising. Beastly figures sprang up around the spear, releasing boundless divine might. Even above the demonic light, faint traces of golden blood flickered. As this faint golden blood appeared, the entire world began to distort. Wong. The demon emperor held the spear, his eyes filled with immense battle intent. His body flickered, and his demonic power surged, tearing through the sky. In an instant, thousands of meters of overwhelming demonic light burst forth from the spear, and the fierce wind turned the void into chaos. The space twisted as the demonic power reached its peak, surging toward the Pope with terrifying speed. In the energy barrier above, the demon emperor transformed into a green spear light, speeding toward Miffel with unimaginable speed, carrying power beyond comprehension. Even the mighty Gu Xingtian could only see the twisting of the void and the passing of the demonic light, leaving behind traces of destruction. With a perfect combination of man and spear, accompanied by the power of thunder, the demonic spear appeared within 10 meters of Miffel in an instant, striking directly at the Pope's vital points. The fierce demonic energy surged, filling the entire barrier with smoke and fog. If this attack hit, even a reincarnation powerhouse would likely fall. Angel's sacred slash. Miffel's palm was covered in golden holy patterns of light. He raised the holy sword high and swung it down toward the demon emperor. Countless angelic holy radiance descended like a river of stars, divine and ethereal, as the power of faith surged forward, suppressing all the energy of the world in that moment. The terrifying breath of light only appeared for a moment, yet the twisting space shattered, cracks appearing everywhere. Soon, this entire area might collapse. Crack! The green demonic light clashed with the holy sword. A scorching energy storm raged like a spatial vortex, relentlessly devouring everything in its path. No, it's impossible. Just as the Pope was about to take action, the Demon Emperor's spear trembled. Within the green light, there was a trace of golden blood, and it pierced through all of Miffel's defenses, including the powerful armor beneath his robe, effortlessly destroying them. In a flash, too fast for the Pope to react, the deadly blow had already landed. The demonic spear pierced through Miffel's body, and the chilling demonic energy surged like a reaper harvesting life, draining Miffel's remaining vitality. How is this possible? At this moment, Miffel slowly lowered his head, looking at the once invincible holy sword in his hand, which failed to protect him from the Demon Emperor's attack. The Demon Emperor's attack completely disregarded his holy light breath and the power of faith. It even bypassed his many light-based defenses and struck his fatal spot. His golden eyes dimmed, and disbelief and pain spread across his face. I once touched the stars, and I once walked the divine path. Fortunately, during my seal, I thoroughly comprehended the power of the divine path. Now, I am no longer the same as in ancient times. Mortals! The Demon Emperor loosened his grip, and the energy demon spear stabbed into Miffel's nerves, draining his life force. The Demon Emperor shook his head as he took a step back. Meanwhile, Pope Miffel's 6 angel wings behind him and the angel's sacred sword before him, along with his faith power, all began to flicker and fade at a visible speed. Gulp! Even the mighty Pope of the 5th-tier realm has fallen so easily? At that moment, many strong individuals below, witnessing the fear in the Pope's expression, were struck with a chill and confusion, flooding their minds and shaking their perception. The shock lingered in their hearts, unable to calm down. That disturbance came from the fleeting golden blood of the Demon Emperor. Is this how it ends? Gu Xingtian, sharp as ever, noticed the faint golden blood leaking from the demon spear and swirling around Miffel. In an instant, all of Pope Miffel's offensive and defensive powers shattered, and even his life force began to rapidly decay. It was as if a weak, helpless ant tried to challenge a supreme god and was instantly crushed with a single hand. The incredulity was written on countless faces, their expressions difficult to describe. Divine path? Divine path? Divine path. Miffel, ignoring the hundreds of wounds within his body, suddenly looked down at the half-embedded energy demon spear. A dim golden blood circulated within him, sending a chilling sensation of death through his being. For the first time, he realized how laughable his 5th-tier reincarnation realm power was. Even the 5th tier, facing this streak of golden blood, could only bow in quiet submission, not daring to defy it. No matter how strong his holy light power was, it couldn't dispel this golden divine power. He knew that the Demon Emperor's power was beyond the 5th and 6th tier realms, and understood the source of this golden blood. The combination of these two forms of attack was limitless, and there was no cure in this world. What awaited him next would be complete destruction. He had been so sure of his victory, but because of the Demon Emperor's divine path, his carefully planned conspiracy was shattered. The endless rage inside him could not stir up any waves, like a dying man raging in his final moments. You actually tread the divine path. Ah! A twisted voice erupted from Miffel's mouth. His mind was in chaos, completely losing the composure a pope should have. His power dissipated rapidly, his aura wild, glaring at the Demon Emperor like a beast, his voice full of hatred and resentment. There are but a few who have ever stepped onto the divine path, even in the great 1,000 worlds. Our powers are not of the same level. This farce ends here. The Demon Emperor raised his hand, and profound green demonic light surged like a tidal wave, subtly turning into green flames that wrapped around Miffel. Combined with the golden blood from the energy demon spear, multiple powers worked in unison to rapidly weaken the Pope's life and strength. In a few minutes, this once mighty Pope would likely fall for good. His light power, angel wings, and faith energy were being completely consumed by the green flames without a trace left, leaving his vitality dimming. The two sides were locked in a stalemate in the skies, But everyone knew that this seemingly intense battle had been incredibly short-lived. Looking at the scene above, below erupted in a commotion. Divine path? What is that? Xiao Yin, with his vast soul power, naturally heard every word from the conversation above. But when he first heard those two words, his heart began to pound violently. The clan mark and Emperor Flame Ring, along with the flame mantra, all stirred with unease. Those two words carried a special power. Once spoken, they created a huge, terrifying wave within his mind. Divine path? It's a calamity, and also an opportunity. Before discussing this, you must understand the divisions of power within reincarnation. There are three known forms of reincarnation power. One type is like the Holy Sea Angels, who use angel wings or faith power to enhance their strength and step into reincarnation. However, this power is essentially hollow, which is why the angel kingdom lacks combat prowess. Another type is the use of pills or other inferior means to enhance strength. These two types of reincarnation power are the weakest, unstable, and fragile. Usually, even a first-tier reincarnation realm practitioner couldn't defeat a stable reincarnation practitioner. As for the third type, it's like Gu Xingtian and others, whose foundation is extremely solid, having spent millennia refining and understanding their craft, breaking through with immense effort. Lu Yun, at this moment, had completely shed her former timid demeanor, seeming like a completely different person. The divine path. That is the fourth one, and the strongest existence within the cycle of reincarnation. Those who have walked the divine path experience a mysterious and special change in the power of reincarnation within their bodies. A strand of golden blood, like that within the demon emperor, is the best proof. Their power transcends any ordinary reincarnation, making them invincible within the same rank. If the demon emperor is currently at the 5th tier, then if he were to unleash his full reincarnation power, he could probably crush a 6th-tier powerhouse. Combined with the divine weapons of the monster realm, even 7th tier is not a problem. In reincarnation, a single-tier difference is as vast as a chasm, but the power of the divine path can bridge this gap. As for the divine path, no one knows where it is, even those like the demon emperor who have walked it. It seems that the divine path was born as a result of the great calamity in the Great Thousand Worlds. Because they failed after entering the divine path, though they gained some benefits within it, the divine path erased their memories and cast them out. Only some ancestor of your Xiao clan seems to have successfully walked the divine path and become a divine seat. Lu Yun spoke in fragments, but her words brought Xiao Yin an unprecedented visual shock. The divine path? Divine seat? Xiao Yan's voice grew hoarse, as if this concept was too shocking and, at the same time, too illusory. I don't know more. No one is clear on what the divine path truly is. Perhaps it is a test from the gods, or perhaps it is a relic of fortune. As for what the divine path is, when it appears and other such questions, no one in the Great Thousand Worlds knows. Since the first war between heaven and earth in ancient times, the divine path has been silent. However, during that time, countless beings from the Great Thousand Worlds entered, attempting to obtain opportunities to save the world from crisis, including many reincarnation powerhouses. In the end, the divine path crushed them, erasing their memories, leaving only a few dozen survivors. Lu Yun spoke, her expression extremely serious. It was evident that even the memories sealed within her own body were unclear about the divine path. What happened to the others? Xiao Yin asked. They died. Or perhaps they were left behind in the divine path forever. Except for the demon emperor, the thunder lord, and some powerful figures from your Xiao clan, no one who entered the divine path survived. Countless beings entered the divine path, but only one ancestor from your Xiao clan successfully crossed it. A few others obtained mysterious powers from being cast out by the divine path, but those numbers are limited. Now, you should understand just how powerful the demon emperor is, and the crisis your Xiao clan faces. Lu Yun whispered to Xiao Yin. Her words made Xiao Yin fall into deep thought. Does the divine seat really exist? If their Xiao clan ancestor successfully crossed the divine path and became a divine seat, why did the war in the Great Thousand Worlds end so tragically? Why did the entire Xiao clan mysteriously vanish after the calamity? However, Xiao Yin also knew that, whether the story was true or not, the fact that their Xiao clan ancestor crossed the divine path and became a divine seat must have enraged countless powerful factions in the Great Thousand Worlds. This was probably one of the reasons why the Xiao clan mysteriously disappeared. Now you understand, don't you? Lu Yun shook her head slightly, her voice full of sorrow. These words were intentionally shared with Xiao Yan. Were they? In the netherworld? At this moment, Xiao Yan's eyes flickered with a trace of doubt as he boldly speculated. I don't know. Perhaps they were on the run, or perhaps they have already been erased by someone. The final endpoint still awaits your exploration. We cannot help you. Even if we did, before the truth is fully revealed, we can only act in secrecy. After all, there are still many forces eyeing the descendants of the Xiao clan. It's just that they are currently restrained by some of the Xiao clan's allies and cannot take action. At this point, Lu Yun spoke one final cryptic sentence. How do you know so many secrets? This was the question Xiao Yin cared about the most. Because I am him, and he is me. Relying on the supreme technique of the monster realm, our memories coexist as one. Lu Yun finished speaking, fell silent, and her gaze returned to its usual calm. It seemed as though the strange demeanor she had earlier was only an illusion, a mysterious presence. Everything's in chaos. The entire situation has become chaotic. At that moment, Xiao Yan's internal power trembled. His mind began to sort through everything, slowly organizing the information he had gathered about the Xiao clan. The Xiao clan, a great contributor to the Great Thousand Worlds, mysteriously disappeared after the first war between heaven and earth. Countless Xiao clan allies and forces secretly harboring hatred for the Xiao clan. Then, some ancestors of the Xiao clan had crossed the divine path and become divine seats. The 10 Yama kings. Meanwhile, in the distant heavens, something strange was happening, as if the faraway realms were undergoing some kind of transformation. The demon emperor's eyes glowed with a golden sheen and green demonic light. The green demonic light was overwhelmingly domineering, while the golden sheen was indescribable, a force surpassing the usual reincarnation, the power of the divine path. I never imagined you actually entered the divine path, and not only survived, but also gained the profound and arcane power within it. No wonder, during the first great war of heaven and earth, your strength and combat abilities were so terrifying. Even when attacked by several powerful figures, you still didn't die. Pope Miffle completely disregarded the angelic wings, the aura of light, and other powers that flowed away from his body. His aged face twisted into a grotesque smile, one that was horrifying beyond words. He seemed like a tragic figure, and his smile sent chills down the spine, as though something major was about to happen. Even though he had underestimated the Demon Emperor's strength this time, the victor would not be easily determined. Fortunately, he had left some backup plans. What exactly are you doing? At this moment, looking at the frenzied Pope Miffle, the Demon Emperor furrowed his brow slightly. With his sharp senses, he vaguely detected a peculiar aura awakening from within Miffle's body. That aura felt somewhat familiar, but no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't recall what power it was. Divine mark of the Son of Light. Summon. A loud, frenzied voice rang out, and Miffle, caught completely off guard, waved his hand, drawing a pure white light pattern wrapped in countless colorful clouds from his chest. He flipped his palm and instantly hurled it toward the sky. The milky white sacred pattern, upon being thrown, spread and soared in the void, merging with the sunlight. Soon after, the entire world became scorching hot, and waves of white flames erupted, once again disturbing the already decided outcome. Everyone looked up, witnessing a scene of ripples and flames spreading outward, containing the supreme sacred fire, dense and thick, filling the entire world. Under this force, they once again felt a heartbeat-pounding sensation, unlike anything before. The divine mark of the Son of Light? You truly are an absolute lunatic. At this moment, the Demon Emperor's previously composed expression turned somewhat serious. As the sacred pattern's radiance churned, the surrounding void began to crack apart. The thick milky white flames surged outward, and in the center of the divine pattern, a powerful figure seemed about to break through the void and descend. The power of the divine path was enough to make the demon emperor nearly invincible among beings of the same rank. But now, without his cherished weapon and with his strength not yet restored to its peak, if he faced the angels of the angel kingdom directly, his chances of winning seemed slim. After all, he was currently only at the 5th-tier realm. If he had to fight the angels of the angel kingdom while protecting the Douyun continent and people like Xiao Yin, the pressure would be immense. The most important thing was that there were also descendants of the Xiao Clan, like Xiao Yin and his beloved Douyun. No matter what, the demon emperor had to protect them. Ha ha ha. Even if I, this emperor, am guilty, it's not for you, a mere spiritual demon emperor, to judge me. I will obey the final judgment of the angel kingdom. However, this time, the victor will still be me. As Miffel's voice fell, the entire sky began to ripple. 6-pointed star formations swept from the distant borders of Douyun continent, forming an ocean of light above them. The divine mark of the Son of Light slowly unfurled, as if calling the powerful beings of the angel kingdom to descend upon this place. At this moment, the entire world was filled with cracks of holy light, and the sky above Holy City reflected a sea of sacred light. Within the sacred light sea, endless divine radiance swirled and surged, and a massive figure was rapidly forming at the horizon of the Holy Sea. Heaven Scar. At this moment, Lu Yun's eyes flashed with warmth. Her body levitated into the air, standing alongside the demon emperor, her hands clasped together, radiating warmth and determination, with no trace of fear. The Son of Light from the previous life, both in power and temperament, was a true strategic force in the great Thousand Worlds. The Son of Light's divine mark, in its prime, combined with the power of the angels, would have been unmatched. Even I couldn't defeat him. The previous Son of Light, even I had to bow before him. Yet, this time, the Son of Light has become a puppet, and even the source of his divine mark has been stripped away by those within the Holy Sea. How utterly laughable. With their fingers intertwined, Douyun and the demon emperor calmly shook their heads, unafraid. The demon emperor's voice boomed like thunder, filling the sky. The last time, the power of the divine path failed to fully expand, and other powerful beings sealed it away. This time, even if my strength hasn't returned to its peak, no one will stop us. The demon emperor said gently, his voice firm and powerful, his body radiating green demonic light. Even a hint of golden divine power rippled out quietly. And we, Xiao Yin, along with his companions like Gu Xingtian, soared into the sky, looking at the sacred marks and the growing, majestic divine figure in the sacred light sea. They spoke in unison. This is our home. Let us protect it together. What the Holy Sea summons. Gu Xingtian's expression tightened, and he spoke. Naturally. Devourer of souls, the Douyun continent is a fertile land. It must be protected at all costs. This angel, leave her to me. As his voice fell, the demon emperor soared into the sky, exuding an overwhelming battle intent. Moments later, beside Xiao Yin, the devourer of souls also stepped forward, his endless ghostly aura forming thick ghost mists that enveloped them, shielding them within. Master! Xiao Yin saw the devourer of souls once again cloaked in a black robe. The familiar aura made Xiao Yin smile slightly. Don't worry. With us here, no one will be able to disrupt this place. The devourer of souls sneered coldly, his eerie ghostly aura spreading in waves, accompanied by the power of reincarnation. In that instant, the world seemed to boil over. The Holy Sea roared and churned. The divine patterns around the Son of Light twisted as milky white flames surged violently, and a terrifying figure was about to descend. It was an angel, a true angel of the angel kingdom, supreme and unmatched. Certainly not one of the narrow-minded Holy Sea angels from the lower realms. While the battle in the holy city of the Douyun continent intensified, far away in the kingdom of heaven, the angel kingdom, Here stood majestic palaces rising from the clouds, most of them radiating silver light, with angelic soul figures carved into their walls, adding an aura of sacred beauty. At this moment, inside a patrol hall, the hall was entirely snow-white, with wisps of white mist swirling, creating a heavenly atmosphere. The palace contained few extravagant items, only several white jade platforms, bookshelves, and desks, resembling a library. Captain of the Patrol Angels, all the ancient books have been moved into the main hall. Please review them. 2 ethereal angelic figures appeared in the hall. Place them wherever you like. Is there anything else? The angel captain, seated at a desk, spoke softly. Her voice was melodious, laced with a mysterious magic. It seems someone from the lower realms is calling us with the power of light. What do you think? The figure behind the angel captain spoke quietly. Go ahead. Yes. The white-robed woman began to move, and her destination was none other than the Douyun continent. However, before she left, she cast a brief glance at the calm and seated angel captain, as if a beautiful scroll had appeared around her slender wrist. On the scroll was a man, slim and seemingly no different from an ordinary human. The only difference was the massive black ruler strapped to his back. But she knew that the man on the scroll had been placed by the Angel Queen among the most exalted figures in the Angel Kingdom, with a status and position that were undoubtedly unimaginable. At the same time, the catastrophe in Douyun continent finally reached its final moment. Master, if we gather your 3 demonic weapons and the several sacred flames in my hand, do you think we can temporarily block this angel? Xiao Yin furrowed his brows, holding the Eternal Ruler in his hand as he spoke in a deep voice. The Eternal Ruler was a divine artifact, but it was in a damaged state, its power even weaker than the Boundless Shield, clearly suffering significant damage. I'm afraid it will be difficult. The Angel Clan has long resided in the Angel Kingdom. While their combat power isn't strong, that's only true for top-tier experts. In the cycle of reincarnation, the power of angels is hard to resist. Even if the Demon Emperor hasn't fully recovered, the 2 of us together cannot resist the pressure of a 6th-tier angel. The Devourer of Souls' eyes gleamed with a cold light as he stared at the enormous light shadow rising and converging in the distance over the ocean of light. At the same time, the light shadow above the ocean of light finally emerged, interwoven by countless hexagram formations. The scene was grand, like a deity descending upon the world, causing the entire world to hum. Countless sacred light threads fell from the ethereal light shadow, like pieces of the sun's holy fire, purging the world's filth. Such strength. It was 6th-tier. However, this reincarnation was different from others, and the 5th-tier power of figures like the Pope seemed laughable before this 6th-tier angel. It seemed that the 6th-tier angel now descending was overwhelmingly powerful. Miffle, what calls upon me? The holy voice above the ocean of light rang out, its tone high and resonant. Though there was no powerful wave of energy, an invisible sanctity that could purify all evil was conveyed through it. Under this power, the demonic energy within Xiao Yin dared not stir. Honored angel, the Demon Emperor from the monster realm has broken through and attacked, destroying many of our Holy Sea Branch forces. Please help our Douyun continent Holy Sea Branch. Miffle bowed devoutly, roaring. Whoosh! Whoosh! The light-shadowed angel raised her jade hand and swept it toward Miffle. In an instant, the golden blood and divine power spilled out, only to be swallowed by countless light threads, and Miffle was restored from the brink of death. After completing all of this, the light and shadow angel's celestial elegance radiated, her jade-like voice murmuring softly as she gradually revealed her true form. The crowd looked up, only to see a breathtakingly beautiful, otherworldly woman emerging into their line of sight. A faint, pure white light enveloped her exquisite, delicate figure. Her long hair, like silk, cascaded down to her waist, and she wore a pristine white angelic gown. The edges of her skirt were even surrounded by ethereal, beautiful angelic soul shadows. More importantly, behind this young woman were 2 pairs of massive white wings, perfectly natural, radiating an overwhelming sense of awe. Upon closer inspection, there were as many as 7 wings. A 7-winged white angel from the angel kingdom? Sensing her power, the woman stood at the 6th reincarnation stage. The angel kingdom, the personal bodyguard of the captain of the patrol angels? The demon emperor took a step forward, an overwhelming battle intent sweeping through the air, even causing a drop of golden blood deep within his body to stir. An indescribable, boundless divine force surged out. With his power weakened, dealing with a 6th reincarnation opponent, while also protecting many humans, the demon emperor found himself under tremendous pressure. Power of the divine path? Sensing the golden energy ripple, the angelic young woman glanced at him, slightly lifting her exquisite face to gaze at the golden blood rising from the demon emperor's body. Even when facing someone as powerful as the ruler of the monster realm, the angelic maiden showed no panic. In the midst of the pure white halo, her expression was calm and serene, her delicate eyelashes flickering softly in her light-colored eyes. The power of the divine path was also one of the most supreme forces in the great thousand worlds. Even angels feared it, but with just a glance, this angelic maiden could tell that the demon emperor was currently weakened. Demon emperor, there is no need for explanations today. Come with me to the angel kingdom. The matter will be thoroughly investigated and judged by our angel kingdom. If you are innocent, we will personally apologize. But if you are guilty, even the entire monster realm will not be able to stop the wrath of our angel tribe. The Holy Sea is the power we dispatched from the angel kingdom to the mortal realm. We have always been one united force, inseparable. Her graceful voice carried boundless anger, sweeping through the air. At that moment, the world fell silent. The fighting spirits and battle cores inside countless bodies froze in an instant. Battle techniques and martial arts could not be activated, and the soul power within their bodies felt like a solidified ice sculpture, unable to be used. Just a personal bodyguard of the patrol angels? Even in my weakened state, you should let the seraphim of your angel kingdom speak. Simply relying on you is not enough. A vast and mighty voice erupted from the demon emperor, sounding unusually arrogant in the stillness of the world. Although the strength of this personal bodyguard angel was formidable, it had not reached the level that could make the demon emperor afraid. Since you insist, then let me handle this. Mira, personal bodyguard of the angel kingdom's patrol angels. Let us have a proper meeting. The angelic maiden, Mira, finished speaking, and the 7 angelic wings behind her stirred simultaneously. Like a delicate pink butterfly, she suddenly flew down from the sea of light, soaring toward the demon emperor. Whoosh! Whoosh! Seeing this, the demon emperor quickly clenched his hand, and boundless, tyrannical energy erupted. Light's sacred power, light seal. As he launched such a terrifying attack, Mira slowly closed her beautiful eyes, clasped her hands together, and began to chant softly, praying devoutly. This bastard! He's actually received the blessing of the captain of the patrol angels. Seeing Mira's actions and realizing that his attack was rendered ineffective, the demon emperor's anger erupted like a volcano, completely exploding. The demon emperor, still not having regained his peak strength, was struggling to deal with this 7-winged angel, who wielded true angelic power.